For me, this is the best breakout proposition in any market right now, and I'm extremely bullish looking forward the next 3 to 6 months for Bitcoin. Just in a more zoomed out view, for all of us at Revere, we like to trade clean charts, linear charts, whether it's an uptrend, downtrend. And if you just look at Bitcoin in the last 5 years, when it makes an up move, it's extremely linear. And then when it corrects, it's linear. And it respects moving averages quite nicely. And that is one of the first criteria we like to see in the charts we trade. In this most recent price action, we had this multi-month breakout from the election, and we made a nice move. And it's so far corrected, but again, super linear, super tight, really respects moving averages, respects price structure as it did during this crash, and it held the 74,000 level. And we started noting that relative strength in this era right here. And we talked about in the podcast and the daily videos as well. And we are involved in Bitcoin here. And I think I did another segment in this other area in this late April time. And I want to go on a daily chart now because I said around the sub 100,000 in this 95,000, 96,000 area, I was hoping for something maybe below 100,000, put in a handle before you continue higher so the moving averages could catch up to price. But we did blown past 100,000 and even all-time highs at one point. And that really left us extended from the moving averages. And typically when that happens, you really need to have some back and fill action. So far, you can say this is a failed breakout, but it's not really violent. You haven't really seen huge selling pressure either. So just more of an extended name straight up off the bottom, 7 weeks up in a row. And it was up 50% for Bitcoin in 7 weeks is pretty large. So now just perfect digestion action. Again, really linear. It's forming this bull flag here. If you can visualize some trend lines. And yesterday, we found support at 100,000. So that is another indication of perfect price structure. We're turning that 100,000 Livermore level into support now. The 50-day has caught up as well. And today we're rallying and putting a nice inside day.
So
and
the 50 is the red?
Chart,
the 50 is the red?
Yeah, the 50 is the red.
Okay.
And then the 50 is the red. And on the weekly chart, the red is the 10-week. And as you can see, there's still this little gap of price action right here from the 10-week at 96,000 to the lows of this week, 100,000. I would love to see the moving averages close this gap. And you can see these three MAs are really stacked and starting to expand. So in the next few weeks, I would expect, my expectation is that we see a breakout happen over 108,000. And the next time that happens, I believe we'll take out all-time highs, and that will truly mark the next leg up in Bitcoin. And like I said, when we had this 7 weeks up off the lows, there was no symmetry. If you just visualize this, you can see this side of the base has a lot more price action, a lot more consolidation than this straight up off the bottom. When that happens and extended from the moving averages, this is what you'll get. Some back and fill action. And now you can see there's more symmetry in the base. If you were to draw like a horizontal line down here, this is the left side of the base. This is the right side of the base. This back and fill provides that symmetry. And when you have symmetry, it's just supply and demand working itself out. Strong hands accumulating Bitcoin away from the weak hands, the late chasers, or just people who time the lows and want to get out for a swing trade. So I think this is ready. And this is the first part of my thesis, the price action, the price structure. The second part, if you look at Bitcoin on Google Trends, the highs in searches for Bitcoin was late 2024, and that correlates with in this area. But as Bitcoin has consolidated and moved back into new all-time highs, the search results or search queries for Bitcoin actually has plummeted back to the September, October lows. So that, to me, is nice. That just means people aren't searching for Bitcoin and it's potentially not crowded when the breakout does happen. And thirdly, in the commitment of traders data, which is released by the CFTC for the futures, the green line on the bottom is large speculators. And large speculators are putting on more and more short positions as Bitcoin heads higher. Even to all-time highs, they increase their short positions. And for me, you want to take the opposite side of large speculators. You want to take the side of commercials, which is the red, and they're just starting to get long here. So when the breakout does happen, large speculators are probably going to be pressured to cover. and that'll just fuel the breakout even more. So
Yeah,
I think this offers great.
Ted, let me explain that real quick. So the speculators are kind of the guys that are just playing the game and trying to, make money and just take a shot. The commercial, those are the people that are actually in the business that are doing actually in the business of working the commodity and doing it. And it's kind of like with Wall Street and stocks, the smart money and dumb money, or the retail money and the institutional money. That's kind of what that is. So normally you're going to favor the commercial interest over the speculator. So what Ted is saying is the professionals are starting to go long, while the rookies or the speculators are going short, and they're trying to bet against the trend.
Right. So taking all three of those factors, the price structure, cup with handling, moving average alignment, just great strength up the right side, trading near all-time highs, the Bitcoin trends on Google Trends heading to historical, well, not historic lows, but lows of the last 12 months, plus the commitment of traders, large speculators heading more short. I think that blend, that cocktail provides a pretty great proposition for a Bitcoin breakout trade when it does happen. And
so you're watching. You're watching for that to break through the resistance to then become support.
Yeah, to put on the full trade. But just for full disclosure, we did have a one quarter position starter in this area, and we added more, I believe, in this area, and we've just been staying patient for the final adds to our Bitcoin position in Turbo.
Okay.